How should the school administration and board members respond to parental complaints? Do you believe it is reasonable for parents to expect a response to every communication from a parent? Is there a better way?
That's a great question. Policy on the school board, as some of you have found out, as have I. My first meeting was in May. Policy of the school board is upon public conversation, we are not allowed to respond back. And there's several reasons for that policy to be put in place. And so there are times when parents and students, we've had students come where they make a public statement and we are not allowed by policy to respond to that, which does create some heated thoughts. Why aren't they responding? Why aren't they, answering my questions? I think our communication as a board and as a superintendent, I think Rick would tell you the same, our job is to reach out back to you. Our job is to have you come in. I've had meetings in my office Tuesdays after school board meetings. I have people call me, come into my office, let's talk. We should be, as a board, accessible to our community. Now, are you going to like some of the answers we have? I don't know. Let's have that conversation and find out. I think if our board or our superintendent is approached with a respectful manner, with the intent to share and listen in a response, I think that communication happens pretty easily. And I hope it does. But you guys, you should reach out to your school board.
Would you repeat the question for me one time?
How should the school administration and board members respond to parental complaints? Do you believe it is reasonable for parents to expect a response to every communication from a parent? Is there a better way?
Well, our school board and administration responding to parent complaints, I think it needs to be a relationship that does have trust, mutual trust throughout our community. And so with every intention, we should try to respond to every complaint or even communication that's given. And I can imagine that maybe that's not always possible, depending on the amount, or maybe there's some time in between. But I actually think that our school board, over the last 30 years, from what I've been told, age-wise, I wasn't at all the meetings, but that it's changed in how much the school board dialogues or responds to parents or community members who speak during a meeting. And I really think that there should be more open dialogue. As an elected board member, our community should be able to understand where the decisions are coming from and be able to have a mature response, at least even if it doesn't answer your question, but to let them know that their voice is heard. And I think that really goes a long way in creating more value and understanding for the school board members in the care of the community, because if my child is asked a question, I'll encourage them to learn to speak up and respond. And I think that we as adults need to be that place that we can respond and have those conversations. And I think that's something I'd really like to see change, is that we can have more dialogue within our school board. And I know that there's some policies it's not always in time, not immediate, but it does create a lot more trust and respect within our community.
There's a cooling off period, in fact, is what it is. And a lot of the times the public's opinions or conversations that they want to have get elevated. They get excited, we get excited, and really it's an attempt to keep, as you said, an appropriate response, time for both sides to really digest what's been spoken. There are times when we have public comments that are made that we as a board don't know what's coming. And it's difficult to respond to someone who's been thinking about what they're going to be saying, and they come and they talk to us. We might not even know what they're talking about until they actually tell us. So it is difficult to respond.